Now, I will admit there was a little bit of trepidation in leaving Charlton and starting a new career here at Wolverhampton Wanderers. We were doing quite well, all things considered, with Charlton, with a really under-leveled squad, to put it that way. Definitely not a Premier League level squad, most certainly a Championship one, but we were doing quite well. And to come to a club that has been more of an established Premier League club, but is sitting in the relegation zone, definitely feels like a heck of a gamble. But I do think it's one that, as far as the early signs are concerned, might have been one that's paying off. Hello there, how you doing? Welcome to part 1 of Club 3 of the MyCareer save here on Football Manager. My name is Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, in which we're going to be playing 2 games in the Premier League. The first game is going to be at home against Leeds, and the second game is away from home against Bristol City. And if you are excited to see how we get on in those 2 games, then don't forget to leave a like on the video for me. And don't forget to subscribe as well. It's completely free to do so, and you'll put a big smile on this face right here, which regularly has nonsense spewing out of it. So this is a good jumping on point. It is part 1 of Club 3. What does that actually mean? Well, we started the save at Spennymoor Town. We then got them up to the Football League, and then we joined Charlton halfway through that season. Got them from League 1 to the Championship, and then got a back-to-back promotion and got into the Premier League. And about the same point this season, actually, we've ended up with a job offer with Wolverhampton Wanderers, who are struggling, and we've gone to them, and things are going okay. They're going alright at the moment. If you want to see the full save, of course, I mean, I've just spoiled it all for you, but I'll put the playlist up there if I can remember to do it. So, how have things gone so far with Wolverhampton Wanderers? Well, all things considered, I think they've gone pretty well. The first game we had was this one, Tottenham. Bit of a struggle, but we only lost by 1-0. I took that as actually a bit of a success, if I'm being completely truthful. And then we won 4 on the bounce. It's only the last game against Brentford that we've dropped, which I have to say was a bit of a frustrating one. Crystal Palace beat them 2-0. Southampton beat them 2-1. Charlton, my former club, beat them 3-0. And we beat Bristol City 3-0 as well, who we have got coming up again in today's video. But Brentford did beat us 3-1. This was a tough one to take. We were 1-0 down. We had an opportunity at a penalty. It got missed, and we just collapsed from there. Although Matusiwa did get a consolation goal, pretty good consolation goal as well, actually, in the latter stages. But yeah, in terms of the Premier League table, we were at one point at 13th, which is where Charlton are at the moment. So at one point it was looking a lot better than it is now. Although 16th is an improvement on 19th, I'm sure you will agree. We're bang on points per game, which is kind of like, it's certainly something I've picked up playing Football Manager. It's something that I've seen other people do. If you've got points, like your ratio of points is the same as the amount of games you've played, you're probably going to be okay. So as long as we can keep to that, I'll be very happy. I have, of course, said to the board, mid-table, no problem, guys. I'm not regretting that at the moment. Again, we only played 6 games. We've won 4 of them. I'm considering that a bit of a result. And I think as well, those run of games, you look at the teams we played against, they're teams we should be getting at least a draw against. So I'm quite happy that we've actually been just winning them rather than dropping any points here or there, which I'm quite happy about. Now, looking at the upcoming games, Leeds and Bristol City today, we should be getting at least 3 or 4 points from this, I think. West Ham, I think that's a winnable game, but also they can be a struggle. Then we enter the difficult period again. Newcastle, Liverpool, I think they're going to be difficult ones. Liverpool's actually the Carabao Cup semi-final, which I got us to by 1 game that I've played with this club since joining. And then we've got Manchester City there. We haven't got, well, we have a horrible run here, actually. The month of February is going to be a write-off. Liverpool, Villa, Chelsea, United, Liverpool. The universe doesn't love us. But yeah, that little run of 4 games, I think, has given us big confidence. I think it was helped by the fact we had 3 home games in there as well. But anyway, enough of that. We'll get on to the game against Leeds and see what happens. Now, transfer-wise, I've not made any deals just yet, but I have got my eye on 1 or 2 players. We have got a bit of an issue. African Cup of Nations. 2 of our players are gone. The really annoying one is this guy, Ute. This guy has been incredible for us. He has, like, I think he's barely played until I joined the club, because he's only made 9 appearances all season. 6 of them starts. Fairly confident all 6 of them have been while I've been here. I mean, in fact, let me just I want to quickly double check that actually. So, has he been injured? I don't know if he's been injured maybe, or if this just takes into account when I joined. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, all 6 games that I've been here. And you notice when he plays good, the team plays good. So I don't quite know whether there has been maybe an injury to him maybe. I mean, he was out for 2 months. Yeah, he was out for 2 months, so he missed the beginning of the season. So that would have been July, August, September. So that may have contributed to the poor start to the season. So it's a huge loss that we don't have him. And Matisiwa, when he scored in the last game, he's a very good, handy player to have. Can play it right back, can play in the midfield. He has been a relatively solid boy in there as well. So to lose him, it's pretty annoying, actually. I would have loved to not have that happen. But it has happened, and we still haven't got, obviously, because the transfer window's not open, an adequate defensive midfield replacement for him. So we're just going to have to deal with what we've got. So 11 for the game against Leeds United is as follows. We have got in goal Samba. We have then got Roberts, Hughes, Adarabioyo and Tavares as our back 4. Defensive midfield, we have got Mipiu and Andre. I'm still getting used to some of these names, by the way. I'm probably saying some of them wrong. We've then got Rolheiser, Fernandez and Gomez as the attacking midfield 3. And then Kalajic, I'm going to go with. Sure, why not? As the striker. And again, we are missing some key players. Nuri is just back from fitness though, so we have got him as a bonus. So we have now got 2 proper left backs in the side. Although Tavares does have a release clause, I'm quite open for him to go because it's for £40-odd million. I'd quite like that money to come into the club because we are losing money at the moment. So I'll go over the finances in a bit. Let's just get into the game. Let's see what we can do. Leeds United having a poor season. I think the last time I checked where they were in 19th, which is where we started when I joined the club. So it is what it is. Hopefully we can condemn them to further misery. That is the plan, certainly. We are at home today as well. The Brentford game, as annoying as it was, away from home. It is what it is. But that turn of form there, the club had not won in their last 5 when I joined. So we've managed to turn it around. Leeds United's form obviously is pretty shocking. I haven't put any player instructions on. That could be a bit of a problem. We'll go over that as we get through to the game. I was so eager to start the game and get recording that I forgot to put player instructions on. We'll see how we do without them. But if we feel we need to put them on, I can stop the game and put them on. But here we go. We are underway. Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Leeds United. And I mean, we just need to move this down just to see. Yeah, they're currently in 18th, but that obviously takes into account a point from today, which obviously, you know, isn't confirmed yet. Right, we managed to clear it out to Rolheiser, who are mocks when we first arrived because he's an Argentinian player whose highest international accolade is playing for the under-17s, and he's 28. However, he's actually been pretty solid for us, and he's cut in here, and he's managed to force an own goal from Rober. Well, there we go. I'm kind of glad that I acknowledged that he's playing well after mocking him in the last episode before he did that. Otherwise, it would have just looked like I was backtracking. I am backtracking, don't get me wrong, but it would have looked like I was backtracking further. 1-0 inside, well, is it inside 9 minutes? Probably just inside 9 minutes, but either way, I don't really care about which minute it was in. What I care about is the fact that we scored it. I say we scored it, they scored it for us, which was really handy. If they can do that again, that would be lovely. Right, free kick from Leeds United. I do think we are probably going to have a bit of a problem with Leeds. I feel like they're going to be really playing to try and prove a point here, and we are going to have to batten down the hatches to a degree. Although some games we've completely dominated and controlled, and then some games we haven't done that, but we've still managed to outscore the opposition. So I don't quite know how this one will go. I'm hoping, I mean, I feel like we've got enough personnel that we can play the way that I really wanted to at Charlton. We can get the ball, we can control it a little bit better. Kind of what we did in the Championship with Charlton, really. And, I mean, possession-wise, we've been doing well. Just shots is a bit of a problem. We don't have a proper top-quality striker. Kalajic is fine. He's playing as a deep line forward. He does link up play very well every now and then, but he also goes a little bit anonymous in games. But he's the best striker at the club. The others are trash. So, I mean, to be fair, I've only given him a little bit of a chance. I probably should give a couple of them another opportunity. But, yeah, I mean, you can see we've had some chances, but they've not been highlight worthy. Only the one's been on target, and it is 1-0 at half-time. Not a lot happening in that half. as long as we get 3 points, I'm kind of content with that, to be honest with you. I'm going to say that one, because I am happy with it. Let's try and be a little bit honest in a positive way. I'm going to say that one and just try and get them to play a little bit better. Angel Gomez as well had a really bad game against Brentford. I'd quite like to see a reaction from him today, if I'm honest, but not there so far. We'll tell you you're not playing well as well. And then I'm trying to be Mr. Motivated with all of the players, really. I'm trying to just kind of G them up a little bit and hope we can get something going with them. Right, second half, I'm going to demand more from the boys. The highlights have all been really Leeds-centric. And I mean, I haven't put any players' instructions on still, so I am debating whether I probably should. Nanto is through here, I think. Oh, save. Right, I am actually going to put some opposition instructions on. There's already some. Did I actually do it? No, I did do it. I vaguely remember. I think I did it on all. No, did I do it? Oh, I don't remember. I don't think I did, but the game seems to have done what I'm trying to remember now whether I did do it or not. I must have done, clearly, because I always do the pressing with the goalkeeper and the defenders. I must have done it. I must have done it, and I just forgot. I mean, clearly I've done something, so, you know, it is what it is. Right, well, okay. Ryan Yates is probably having the best game. He's not necessarily having a good game. He's having the best game out of everyone. Now, we'll leave him. We'll just go on with that. What I am probably going to do is go attacking. I want us to try and push on a little bit more. And I want us to get something going in an attacking sense that is going to be of our own making. Kalisic very unlucky there from the set piece. Very unlucky indeed. Would it be nice to see us get a goal that is actually put in the back of the net by one of our boys? Not happened yet in this game, obviously. Right, Tavares into Gomez. Gets back to Tavares into Andre now. Over to Tavares. We will be looking to bring on Nuri at some point just for his first minutes under us. Gomez is down here. It's a penalty. Now, Gomez was the penalty taker in the last game who missed the penalty. That contributed to his poor game. If this does get given, I think he will be taking it, and I'm hoping he gets a little bit of redemption here. It is a penalty, and he will have an opportunity here to kind of banish the demons of the Brentford game as a penalty taker, and he doesn't. Oh my word, it's back-to-back penalty misses for Angel Gomez. And that's him off penalties then. He's never taken a penalty for me ever again. Right, whips it in. Can't even get an assist there. He's got another opportunity to whip it in here, maybe. Was he going to go for it? No, gets it to Hughes. He's ended up winning another corner. So he might be able to still get an assist here, but Angel Gomez really not having any luck with penalties in the last couple of games. Back-to-back games, back-to-back penalties, back-to-back penalty saves, it should be said. He's just unlucky potentially, but also may just be something to do with how he's taking those penalties. I'm going to encourage him because that is unlucky. I don't want to stress him out too much about it. Matthias Fernandez, by the way, not really playing at his best here. Now, I have had a bit of a kind of play around with him. I think we'll move into an advanced playmaker, although it means we've got two playmakers. It isn't the end of the world if we do. In fact, you know what? I'm actually going to just take him off completely. He's not had a good game. Let's just not even risk anything. We're going to bring on Sonko, who's been complaining about a lack of game time, so that's fine. Right, Tavares goes over to right back. On comes Nuri. Let's get Nuri some minutes under his belt after his return. Kalisic has not played well. Frigan can come on. We'll play him as an advanced forward. I've tried him as a pressing because it's apparently his best position. It's not really done anything though. So we'll do that. And then I'm looking at fitness. Rollheiser probably should come off for Chiquinho. Yeah, do you know what? We will do that. And we'll go with that. 4 changes. Let's just see whether we can get something going. Because again, we've done very well in this game other than our end product, which it's quite funny because I feel like at times that was the problem at Charlton, which makes me think, is it something tactically that I'm doing? It probably is something tactically that I'm doing. I'm not naive enough to think that my tactics are perfect. They're absolutely not. I mean, I managed to get my team playing a wing play in a diamond formation. So that tells you something about how imperfect my tactics actually are. Right, I don't really like the fact that we're letting Leeds build up here. I would quite like us to intercept the ball and go up the other end and get a second. Nuri's been done there, which is concerning. Aronson into Gray. And it's a save from Samba. Samba had a poor game against Brentford as well. It's nice to see that he's managing to rectify things a little bit here. Right, Junior looking to whip it in from the set piece here for Leeds. And it's a poor effort, but we have to be a bit more careful. But again, we are a team that is right at the bottom of the table. We have to understand that we are going to not have everything our own way. I'm going to fire the boys up for the final few minutes. I will take a 1-0, But I would have liked to have seen us put the ball in the back of the net under our own power, because we've been doing it quite well. But obviously, this game has been a bit of a struggle. I think the Brentford game really took the wind out of our sails, and we are missing 2 of our key players. However, that is a big win. That is a big win. After the Brentford game, that is a huge win. Not at our best, doesn't matter, because we got the job done. And that is the most important thing. Puts us up to 13th, actually puts us above Charlton. Charlton are struggling since I've left. I'm not taking any pleasure in saying that, but it's what I think would have inevitably happened, is that the quality just isn't there at the club, which we didn't have the funds for in the grand scheme of things. So it is what it is. But that does put us up to 13th, which is great. Getting closer and closer to that mid-table target that the board... Well, let's be fair. The board didn't set us. The board suggested it, and I said, yeah, sure. If you're going to give me more money, sure, why not? But yeah, good result, even if we didn't play particularly well. You can see we've just been scouting loads of players. I did have a cheeky scout of Lewis McKernan. He's actually a Premier League player, according to my scouts. He didn't show it much at Charlton, I've got to be honest with you. But let's have a quick check at Charlton. How have their results gone since I've loaded? Okay. Yeah, yikes. So I actually left here. That was my last game. They won at Leeds, and then they haven't actually picked up a point since. Bristol beat them, Newcastle beat them, we beat them, obviously. City, Liverpool. To be fair, Newcastle, City, Liverpool, really tough games. Bournemouth, they'd have liked to have thought they could get something from that. Bristol City, they absolutely would have hoped they would have got something from that. And Wolves, you know, again, they would have hoped that they would have been able to do something there, but obviously I've had other plans. Right, so, game 1, big success. Game 2 against Bristol City. Let's see how we do away from home. In fact, just before that, financially, this is what I'm on about. So there's a hole of over £30 million at the club, which is a concern. In terms of expenditure, I'm assuming it's going to be mostly wages. I'm assuming. I mean, let's have a look at wages. There we go. What's these green bits? Non-football costs. It's not that. Transfer expenditure. It's not necessarily that. Can I see what these are? No, they've got like a purple line. They're green with a purple line on. Is there anything I can see that would indicate what they are? No, not really. Purple. Is it the purple line? Not loyalty bonuses. It's not player wages. I might be being really thick as to what it actually is here. I'm struggling to see what it is. But either way, we've got some big kind of peaks and valleys. Unless that is transfer expenditure. Or, and it's just obviously that's when we've spent. Actually, it is. Look at it. Around the summer, around January, around the summer, not much in January, around the summer, not much in January, around the summer. Yeah, those are transfer expenditure. So that's obviously across the last couple of years. In fact, it's since the start of the save, actually. So, income. Let's have a look. This month, TV revenue. I mean, this month at the moment, it's 9 million in. And 16 million out. Where is that money going? Is it player wages? Is that what it is? I mean, 7 million is player wages, but then that kind of gets balanced out by TV revenue. Gate receipts, £748,000. I mean, I think bonuses will probably be playing a large part of it. I don't know what this other is. I'd like to know what other constitutes. Just general, so we can't control that necessarily. Loan repayments. Are there loans at the club? Oh my word, yeah, there's a bit of debt. There's a little bit of debt. There is a little bit of debt, isn't there? So we're not paying any of that back at the moment. At the moment, we are paying this back per month. That's not going to account for anything, though, in terms of the grand scheme of things. Neither is that. It's 1 million a month. That's not going to account to anything. It's got to be wages. And it's got to be that we just need to be doing better in the league to get more money. Because, obviously, the higher up in the league you get, the more money you get. So, I mean, let's just have a quick... have a check. Is it in rules? It is in rules. So they've been around this bit, getting 25 million a season. Obviously, that doesn't go up until you get to here, but it doesn't even go up by that much, to be fair. So I don't know. I don't know what the best thing to do is. Maybe it is just that they've been spending more than they've been earning on the transfer market. I mean, like this season actually they've made more money. Look how much they spent last season. I mean, that's not a grand total, like a massive total in the Premier League, but that they have spent a lot there. That made a lot of money there, to be fair to them. So I've had 2 seasons in a row where they spent a lot of money. So maybe that plays a part because they didn't bring a lot of money back. And even this season, they've not made a lot of money back. Jane Bogle being the only big sale that's done anything. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but we need to do something about it. I mean, at the moment, this sale revenue is 40%. I'm not looking to change that because if we can get a couple of players out the door, we'll get some extra spenses in when we've already got plenty anyway. But also what will happen is some of the money will just stay in here and we won't be touching it. But I mean, we're most of the way through the month. We've made a loss of 7 million this month. We look like we're continuously doing that. So we need to do something with that. Maybe it's wages. I don't fully know whether it is going to be that because there's more to it than just wages. Loan repayments isn't going to help. The other is going to be the concerning thing as well. Match day expenses and transfer expenditure. I mean, we're obviously spending transfer per month as well, which is not helping. It's got to be wages, so we need to get some of the high earners off the board. I mean, who's the highest earner? Andre. I mean, to be fair, he's worth it. But even then, Premier League-wise, that's a good wage for a good player. So, I don't know. Maybe we need to get some of the middle earners off just to balance the books a bit. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. I'll be back for the next game, like I said I was going to, and we'll not worry about the finances, and hopefully the finances will look after themselves, he says. Back for the game against Bristol City. I had to double check then because it went out of my head. And we have got more issues, and that is that we've doubled the amount of players who are now on international duty. So we have lost Adarabioyo and also Aitnuri. So Aitnuri's only just come back to full fitness and we've already lost him to internationals. So we have had to make a few changes. So we have got Samba in goal, Roberts, Hughes, Mapuyu and Tavares in defence. We've got Hackney starting alongside Andre. Hackney is normally rotation to Andre, so that's going to be interesting to see how they work as a pair. It looks like they have worked as a pair this season before I've arrived and it's not gone well. So we'll see how that goes. Then we've got Rolheiser, Fernandez and Gomez supporting Kalasic up front. That usual. That's pretty much our best attacking four that we currently have before any potential amendments from me in the transfer market. Now I have actually put a couple of offers into players going forward. I will show you who those players are at the end of this game if I remember, but we have put some offers in just to try and get a little bit of strength in numbers. There's a right back and a centre back defensive midfielder who I am actually quite familiar with in this game, who I know could come in and do a decent job for us in that defensive midfield role. So that will just offer us a little bit more strength. And also they could act as an emergency central defender as well, which is obviously really handy. Right, the game is underway against Bristol City. They are desperate for a result here. We are also at their ground, so we need to not take anything for granted here. Big ball whipped in, looking for Liam Delap. The ball is down and they've gone and scored. And I'm getting a little bit concerned with our fragility at the defence. So obviously we are missing two of our main defenders today. We are relying on a youngster and a guy who I normally play in defensive midfields. It has been disallowed, but we are a little bit fragile at the back. And I mean, to be fair, I do play away, which does leave us open, and it relies on the quality of our defenders, which is not the best. We do know that. And again, the quality of defence isn't that bad when we've got a full team in. Right, throw in. Kalasic flicks it on, looking for Angel Gomez, who puts it wide. What an opportunity that is to go 1-0 ahead, but we do not take it. Oh, that's frustrating. Come on, boys. We need to be doing better than that in finishing, and we need some more players who are good at finishing in, especially striker. Kalasic is leading the line admirably, but he isn't getting the job done enough for me. That attacking midfield three, by the way, having an absolutely woeful time. I'm going to shout at all of them collectively because they need to be doing better. They need to be doing better than they are, and at the moment, they're just not getting it done. Right, Gomez, he intercepts, but then gets kind of crowded out a little bit there. Right, we need to be pressing, boys. Come on, let's press them off the ball. Let's get this possession back and let's get the ball in the back of the net. Right, Stegu. I've said his name completely wrong there. They're passing the ball around us here. What a shot that is from Liam Delap, by the way. We have targeted him for some hard tackling today, but it doesn't seem to have perturbed him in any way. Hackney's having a shocking game, by the way, as is Rolheiser. Rolheiser I really bigged up before, and he's not delivered at all so far. Right, headed in, Bird. Samba manages to claim it. Rolheiser will be coming off at half-time as it stands at the moment. Fernandez and Gomez not really doing much for me either today. Gomez I was really excited about, and he's had a couple of games for us, but not much not much has really kind of come of it since. I'm going to just encourage the boys, just try and get something going from them. We just don't seem to be wanting to do anything in this game, which is a bit concerning. But again, it's still relatively early days. I'm going to say I don't like it. I'm going to try and encourage them a little bit. You two, not happy. You, I'm furious, and you're coming straight off. There's no two ways about it. The question is who for, though. We haven't got that many good players to bring on. I'm probably going to bring Sonko on. And I think, is he right-footed or left-footed? He's right-footed. I'll have him as a winger. Matthias Fernandez, I mean, he's more of a central midfielder. And he's definitely more of a playmaker. Let's move into a supporting playmaker and just see whether that can get something going from him. My worry is, though, that him and Kalasic will get in each other's way because they're both essentially facilitators. Hayden Hackney's going to have to come off, and I'm going to have to bring on Tommy Doyle. Tommy Doyle, though, is not really a ball winner. He can do the job, though. Okay, well, you know what? I'll give him a chance. Tommy Doyle comes on. He's just come back from injury. Let's give him the opportunity to show what he's all about here. Well, G him up, that's fine. And then I didn't quite get to the defence, did I? You two, not really having the best of games, lads. And you keep going. Is there anything tactically that I'm missing that I could probably do? I mean, more than likely, again, I'm not a tactical genius, despite what I may say sometimes. They're playing two strikers. Tell you what, let's go to the fullbacks. Let's try and get distribution out a little bit that way. I'd leave that as it is. And let's have a look. Right, fewer risks. I mean, I could take that off for you. Dribble less is fine. Shoot less often is fine. You know what? I'm going to take shoot less often off of Angel Gomez. It's already on you. I'm going to take it off of Sonko. And I haven't got it on the striker, but I'll leave it off the striker just so we can try and get a few more chances. And then the defenders, I haven't really touched them too much. Okay. Take fewer risks. His passing's definitely not that good. So I'm keeping it short of passing as well. And then ball playing defender over here. How good at passing are you? Not very. Could you be a central defender? Yeah, you can. So we'll have you not taking too many risks either. I just don't want to give the ball away too much. And then you guys are going to be running wide with the ball, which is fine. And then whipping it in. I mean, your crossing is not particularly great. Your crossing to Tavares actually isn't that bad. So we'll have you crossing more often. And we'll have you go to the byline. Right. I don't know whether any of that's going to make any difference. But let's just give it a go. And let's just see what we can do. And let's just try and fire the boys up. They put the ball in the back of the net once. They've been all over us in this game, really. We should be a little bit disappointed with our performance. We need to be getting the ball off of them, getting the possession and doing something with it. And that's what we're kind of lacking at the moment. Right. Mayulu. Gets to Nunez. Passing it around nicely here. We're letting them do it as well. Ball into Mayulu. There it is, 1-0. Again, it might be disallowed, but again, we're just letting them pass around us. We just don't seem to want to press. We should be high pressing. The arms are raised. It's 1-0. Right. Attacking. Attacking is what it's going to be. Right, we have a corner immediately. Tavares whipping it in. Our main threat is one of our defenders who's not here as well, which is really frustrating because at set pieces he's scored a couple of goals already and he's looked really good. Right, Fernandez, we need to see something from you, Sunshine. Into Kalasic. Kalasic makes it 1-1 almost immediately after. It's getting checked for offside though. Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare get disallowed for offside. Don't you dare. Thank you. Thank you. Right, Angel Gomez needs to wake the bloody hell up because he's awful at the moment. He was on a really decent run and he's just gone absolutely atrocious at the moment. And I don't have enough personnel to afford players being atrocious. I really don't. Right, demand more. I want a second goal. I want to win this game again. I want to get back-to-back wins. It would be lovely to do so. Right, Gomez is coming off. Oh, Fernandez is injured as well. It never rains but it pours. This game. Right, well, we're going to have to bring both of them off. I would put Fernandez in there, but... sorry, Gomez in there. But do you know what? I'm going to give him a few minutes there, just to see. Brian Gill has done nothing for me, but we're going to bring him on. And we'll just see whether we can get something going with Angel Gomez. Right, Doyle into Andre. Andre to Angel Gomez. Angel Gomez. What was that? I mean, let's just make sure you are on shoot less often. I should have really not done that in the middle of an attacking highlight. Not that anything came of it. Angel Gomez just going for a stupid shot there. A really stupid shot. I'm going to berate him because he's been so poor for us today. And you just don't know whether if he wasn't as poor for us, whether it would have an impact on the game. Because it is just basically like playing with 10 men. Just we've got a body there. Right, Gomez. Poor pass from Gomez. Oh my words. Right, we have a chance now. Brian Gill getting forward into Kalasic. Kalasic looking for Sonko. Sonko gets it into the box. Gomez was making a run and just bailed out of it. Doyle is trying again though. It's bounded around and Brian Gill may have given us the win that we should be getting against Bristol City. They've just been promoted. We are a kind of perennial Premier League side for the last 10 or so years, other than one relegation. We should be winning this game. At least we're showing it a little bit more now. Doyle has given us a little bit more energy in the midfield, which is good to see. Maybe we don't need that extra midfielder. Maybe Doyle can do the job now he's back to full fitness. Right. Right, we'll see this highlight, and then I'm taking Gomez off. It's thrown in. Hughes flicks it on. Doesn't really end up with anyone, though, which is a bit disappointing. Right, we'll wait for this highlight to end, and then Gomez is coming off. Oh, I'm not messing around with him anymore. In this game, I'm probably going to give him 1 or 2 games out if I can afford to with personnel, because he's just, I mean, to be fair, neither him or Fernandes are doing it for me. I'm really concerned with this though. Sloppy defending again. I'm getting a little bit fed up of how sloppy our defence is. We go up and then we can see the sloppy goal. Right, before even we kick off, Gomez off. I don't have anyone to change him with. That's the annoying thing. So, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Kalasic is going to go to the midfield spot. He can play as an attacking midfielder on support. We'll bring on Frigan, who's not really done a lot for me. And we'll do that. Highs and lows, highs and lows. Again, we're away from home. Again, Wolves have not been playing very well in the Premier League over the last couple of years. So, it's one of them, but the first, 5 games, I've seen such good stuff from this team. And then the second I've turned the camera on, they just look like they are not even the same team. I mean, to be fair, the game before that against Brentford, they just seemed like they were like, oh, the job's done. Which giving possession away every single time. And now we're going to lose the game. And now we're going to lose the game. There's no resilience in this team. If they get hit, they just crumble. Liam Delap has had a game and a half today. I'm berating the team again. I'm not being kind to them against Bristol City. I'm not being kind to them. Because we've thrown away 3 points in this game. And there it is. I'm not even going to say I'm proud of your efforts. I'm not proud of your efforts. That was shocking. That was absolutely shocking. Okay, we're 14th, which is not too bad, to be fair. And I am being a bit harsh because it was away from home. But I've seen this team play better against better teams already. We should be winning that against a newly promoted team. And the fact that we've lost against them, I mean, that run more deceiving than it's looked as? I don't know, maybe it is. If we can beat Southampton 2-1, we can beat them. And the tactic's the same. Yes, we're missing players. We're missing Ute. Ute's the one. Ute's the defender who, I thought he'd scored more than once. He obviously hasn't, but he's the one who's the biggest loss. Because is he anything special? Probably not. But for this team, he really has been a really good defender for us. And missing him is a huge, huge miss. We've had to play Dan Hughes, one of our youngsters, who, to be fair, has not looked completely out of his depth, but he's obviously not a Premier League player. So maybe when we get one of the new players in. Speaking of which, I'll quickly show you who they are. Bajetic is one of them. I've used him in the Deportivo save. I've actually signed him twice in that. Technically 3 times. Once on loan, once on a permanent, and then a second time on a permanent. And he was always a solid player for us. Can play defensive mid, can play as a defender. Can do a decent job at both. I'm quite happy to get him in just as another option. Hopefully he'll accept a contract. The other one we've looked at, by the way, is this guy, Pierozzi, who is going to be from Sporting just as a right back. I don't know if I'm going to go through with that one, but I'll put the offer in just to see what he looks like. That is quite a deflating end to the first episode of the Wolves leg of the save, because I thought we were going to get at least a win against Bristol City. I thought the Leeds one would be the more difficult one, but it obviously wasn't. And again, I'm getting very concerned with Angel Gomez, because he's a very good player, but he's not showing it at the moment. He's not showing it at all, to the point where I am going to tell him his recent form, he's not good. I mean, he obviously didn't want to target. That's fine. I'm not going to push the issue on that. But we need to get more out of him, because he is a star in this team. And he was doing quite well. And then, again, he's someone who's just dropped off in the last 3 games. Really has gone anonymous. So, we need to find a way to get a bit more magic out of him. Which is fine. We can do it. We can do it, but we need to work out what's changed with him a little bit, because something clearly has. Right, I'm going to go away. I'm going to lick my wounds. I said 3 or 4 points out of these 2 games. We got 3. It's not the end of the world, but I am a little bit crestfallen that we couldn't beat Bristol City. We have now got West Ham in 3 days, so we're going to go and play that one off camera. We're going to come back. Well, we're going to come back after the January transfer window. I'm going to go away and get some business done. We obviously talked in the last video about the business we need done. Defensive midfielder, defender. We've got that sorted with Bietic should we get him in. Right back we potentially got sorted as well. And that will help us during the African Cup of Nations if they get in sooner rather than later. I think I would also like another attacking midfielder, whether it's attacking central or attacking wide, because I think the wide players we've got, although we've got wide players, they've not really inspired me mostly. And the ones that were inspiring me are starting to not quite look as good as they were. So we need to do something about that. And a striker, ideally, although, again, we've got the numbers, but, again, the numbers aren't particularly good. We've got a lot we want to do. Goalkeeper, I'm happy to save until next season, because he's fine. He does a decent job. Although in the last game he did... I say that he does a decent job. I say that. Like, bad game, good game, bad game, good game, good game, average game. To be fair, he has done a decent job more often than not, but he's had 2 stinkers recently, so we need to have a look at that. Anyway, I'm going to go and calm down, because in the end, it's a fine episode. We've won a game. We're a relegation-threatened team, and we've won 1 out of the 2 games. We've got a better record since I've started than they did before I started. So, obviously, we're doing something right, but we need to get something sorted, because that's 3 games in a row where we've not looked that inspiring, when the games before those 3 games, we were looking pretty good. Lots to do. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a big like on there for me, and don't forget to subscribe as well. It's completely free to do so, and you'll put a big smile on this face right here. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.